According to the scriptures, nothing is unclean. Now you might say to me, what about murder? Isn't murder unclean? And I would say to you, have you heard of that guy called Moses? You know, the guy who got chosen by God? The guy who killed an Egyptian, right? That's murder, right? Murder is unclean, right? But he still remained God's chosen. So there must have been something that made the act of murder a clean thing, right? Let's read. Book of Exodus, chapter 4, verse 6 to 7. And it reads, And the Lord said furthermore unto him, so God speaking to Moses, Put now thine hand into thy bosom. Put your hand into your bosom, meaning your heart. And he put his hand into his bosom, and when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow. And he said, Put thine hand into thy bosom again. And he put his hand into his bosom again, and plucked it out of his bosom, and behold, it was turned again as his other flesh. So it turned again from the leprous state, which is uncleanness, to his clean flesh, right? So what does that tell you? What is that symbolizing? It is telling you that your intentions, your bosom, your heart makes an act clean or unclean. That is why Moses didn't stop being God's chosen, right? Let's read in Romans chapter 14, verse 14. And it reads, I know and am persuaded by the Lord Jesus that there is nothing unclean of itself. Did you hear that? That there is nothing unclean of itself, but to him that esteemeth anything to be unclean, to him it is unclean. So when there come people and tell you it is wrong to eat bacon, it is wrong to smoke weed, it is wrong to have a beer, it is wrong to this or that, who just go around and condemn people and point their fingers at people, the things that they say that are unclean, they are unclean to them. They are not unclean to you, unless it is unclean to you. Those are the Pharisees, right? Let's continue reading. Book of Titus, chapter 1, verse 15. Unto the pure, all things are pure. If you're pure-hearted, all things are pure to you. But unto them that are defiled and unbelieving is nothing pure. But even their mind and conscience is defiled. Nothing is pure to them, because they are filled with unrighteousness, unrighteous thinking. They are thinking wrong. They are filled with sin, error thoughts. That is why they project it outward onto people. That is why they go around and pointing their fingers, because they just see sin everywhere. The sin that is in them, they project it onto other people. Those are the Pharisees, of whom Christ warned you about. Book of Matthew, chapter 23, verse 4. For they bind heavy burdens, and grievous to be borne, and lay them on men's shoulders, but they themselves will not move them with one of their fingers. They go around and point at you with their fingers. They look all fancy with their fancy robes, okay? And tell you, don't partake of this, don't do this, but they themselves, they all indulge in it themselves, okay? That is why Christ called the religious leaders hypocrites. The word in the original Greek means an actor, someone who pretends to be righteous, but is not. Okay? They are living like ascetics, okay? They are living in self-denial. If you think that you are made righteous by the things that you put into your mouth or that you consume with your body in a broader sense, then you believe that God is pleased with you, that God thinks that you are righteous, that you can, by your works, you think you can earn God's favor by the things that you put into your mouth. That's just foolishness, okay?